Um, I'm still alive. I did it. I survived the apocalypse. For those of you who haven't heard about the apocalypse yet, let me just tell you it is the greatest tragedy since Zune's day. So many Zunes malfunctioned that day. It was so sad. But basically, in the changeover from February 28th to March 1st, the world will never be the same because almost all the old fat PS3s went offline. They had just random errors. Well, not really offline, but... And all the Slims were raptured up and could still play, so... The old systems left behind. Probably not the best description of what happened, but... if you tried to, go online, you get an error message. If you tried to open up games you downloaded, you get an error message. I think you even got an error message for some of the other stuff, but... This massively affected me just because... I do all my filming and stuff, my PS3, so when that goes off, that kind of nixes things. And before anybody even jumps in and says, it's just a day, it's not a big deal, because really it wasn't, but when somebody asks you, think of a number 1 to 10 and tell me what it is, but don't say the number 5, what's the first thing you think of? I mean, come on. All afternoon, all I could think about is, just booting up the PS3, playing something, or... I had my Wii, I was half tempted to just dust it off and to play something. I even had the new Super Mario Brothers out, which I've beaten everything except for the last 2 levels on the secret stage. Well, beat in terms of getting all the coins for that. I just didn't feel like it. It was just the only thing I could think about was the PS3 that was malfunctioning. Although I guess it might have worked just because the demos were working. I just wasn't going to try any of my other physical games just because, if the trophies might get deleted or something stupid like that. And of course, because I'm an idiot, folks, I tried turning my PS3 on during those events and stuff just because I assumed because I wasn't online when everything went to hell, I wouldn't be affected, but I was still affected. After that, I was wondering if I could just set my date for it and fix things, but I didn't. I just waited out, and then things are back to normal. It's like a bootleg Y2K because your date reset to 1999, then afterwards it reset to 2020, so little bizarre. And here's a shot of my poor sick little darling. It was so sad. It's the 40, by the way. Now, the 2 biggest reasons I got the PS3 instead of the 360 were that, the 360 was having all those errors at the time, and, the PS3's generally a pretty error-free system. I know some of the PS2s had their disk drive problems and stuff like that, but it's kind of minor. And then because, it had a second operating software, because I'm always doing something really randomly stupid, and it's good to have a kind of backup computer, even if it's a really crappy one. Of course, there are also a lot of talk going around about them not supporting the older OS with the software patches for the PS3 because the Slims don't have the compatibility. So, the 2 big reasons I got the PS3 are out the window, so I'm 0 for 2 now, which sucks. Especially because, 360 games are generally a bit cheaper because they produce more of them, then they hit the bargain bins faster, and if you go on Newegg right now, you'll see 30 or 40 360 titles for $10, then the PS3's got 9 or 10. Oh yeah, plus the kicker is every game I was really gung-ho for the PS3 too ended up either busting or doing something else crappy. When I was debating I already owned a Wii at that point, and I was figuring, I might as well get a PS3, play some nice looking games, stuff like that. And I was looking through things. I was seeing Alien versus, it was just Aliens Colonial Marines, which we ended up not getting. Instead, they gave us Aliens versus Predators, which probably isn't that bad. I haven't tried it out yet, but it's just had so many negative reviews. Legendary, the box, which completely tanked. I have that. It's not very good. They have 6 monsters in the entire game. It was annoying as hell. What was it called? Heavy Rain? No, not Heavy Rain. The other one. Shoot. Rainy Woods, not Heavy Rain. I mean, they're very similar stories. They both involve detectives investigating a serial killer, except for Rainy Woods sounded a bit cooler and looked more interesting. You know what happens to that? After delaying it for several years, it ended up only being released on the 360 in the US. So, yet again, Heavy Rain was also released, and I might rent that at some point. But I mean, for basically an interactive movie, $60 is asking a little bit. But yeah, back to the apocalypse. It was actually really funny, the huge freak out that happened. Just because I guess whenever something like this happens, it's kind of this major, even though it doesn't really affect that much, there's just a complete blow up in the forums across every forums. It's not just the PS3 forums, the 360 forums are gloating, the Wii forums are somewhat aware of it, but I mean, in the entire scope of things, it's really not that bad, considering that 360 had something like a 50 or 40% fail rate at one point, and the Wii has that stupid friend code system for online, so you really can't do a whole lot there. And then it's default Wi-Fi. You have to buy like a converter for the wire. I've never really played anything half decent on just the Wi-Fi option. Actually, come to think of it, I'm not even sure why I'm bothering to make a video about this, but I mean, I figure some people are probably talking about it, and it's just my thoughts on the subject.